I absolutely hate Instagram. So I set everything up 45 minutes ago so
Mhm.
that we can record on Instagram. I had it ready on my other phone. I slid something over to the side and it took that entire screen off. So we are not going to be on Instagram tonight. And it is what it is because in order to do so, I have to come out of the stream, add a new stream key, and I'm not doing that. I literally had like this is my phone ready to go. I just had to press a button, and we had, and I just moved something to the side to see that if we, anyways, I don't like
I
Instagram,
mean, it's
but
all
we are here on YouTube. We're here tonight. We're here.
here, and I heard you skim like, "Uh-oh, what happened?" Right,
I was just so
the
so
music thing.
so irritated because when you do like I was so prepared tonight. Listen, I even had time to make a whole shrimp mac and cheese and peanut butter cookies after work. Took a shower, did my hair, did my makeup, put the dress on. Like I felt like I was killing it tonight. I'm like, look at me, I'm ready to go. And one little slide and the stupid thing is gone. But anyways, we are here. It is another night. Welcome to Fuck Your Feelings. The show. Oh, is it too early to say that? Well, I done said it now. I can't take it back. Welcome to the show. It is Turn Up Thursday. As twins like to say, as usual, we are going to get into some
Yeah,
in-depth adult conversation.
this is what they call it, Friday Eve.
Correct.
This is the beginning of the weekend. Turn up.
I want to vote for like a 4-day week. Like I would love my life to just be off from Friday and not go back till Monday. Like I vote for 10 hours a day, 4
Yes,
days a week. Like I
yes.
am just not by the time Thursday comes, like I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I might start campaigning about that at work and seeing if we can narrow it down to a 4-day week and see what everybody says. Because I'm over it. I'm over it.
Four
I'm
days
getting over
working, 3 days off. That's a win. I think that's
it.
the best
Right?
best ideal schedule to have. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it gets no better than that.
The weekend trips I could take, again, I'll do 10 hours. I'll absolutely do 10 hours. For it's an extra 2 hours on the other days to have. I could fly out Friday morning, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night ish, be good on Monday, and I work remote. So like it's perfect. So I'm gonna see on top of everything else I want to campaign at work, I'm gonna add 4-day work week to my campaigning. Anyways, how has your week been?
Very productive.
Oh, love that.
Very productive. Very nice and warm. High of 77s. Actually, it was like if it was 80 today. Soccer's back. Yeah, I see her face, right? See her. Let's look at her face. And soccer's back. So life is good. And now we're about to. Now it's going to rain for the next couple of days. So. And after it rains, here comes that good old pollen. So all you people who's have allergies, make sure you take your Zyrtex or whatever you need to make sure to make it through because this pollen season is a real deal. But how you been? How's the weather your way?
It's cold. It's still cold. Apparently, we are supposed to be warm for 1 day this weekend, but I think it's also going to rain. So I went for my lunchtime walk because I'm trying to get, all of my proper steps in. And normally I test my lunchtime walk to see if I'm gonna then go to the gym in the evening. No, I regretted every moment. And I had on my heavy jacket and the wind hit me and I was like, I'm not going back outside. So the lunchtime walk it was. So it is cold. However, I cannot complain. I'm counting down to Tulum. I will be in Tulum in 3 weeks today. I leave on the 25th of May for a wonderful week in the sun in amazing. If you don't know where Tulum is, it is in Mexico. It is about 2 hours ish from Cancun Airport. And me and my daughter, it's our yearly mother daughter trip. We are going to have an excellent time. I went to the gym yesterday after not going for a little bit, and my body hated me, but whatever.
What's a hold on,
What
hold
can
on.
I?
What's a little bit?
It. So
Because
I was working out at home. So I
Okay.
was skipping and working out at home, but I prefer to be at the gym because it's my like happy place. All the machines are there, like the stretching stuff. So I won't lie, it had been like I mean I went on Sunday, but before Sunday it had been like 7 weeks that I hadn't gone to the
Oh.
actual gym. Now it hadn't been 7 weeks since I worked out because I have a skipping rope and I have tension bands and I like have all that stuff at home, but I won't lie. It was like lifting weights yesterday. I still feel it in my arms. I was like, girl,
Oh.
why do you feel so weak? So
Mm-hmm.
no, it is what it is. But it's been too cold. I think if you're new here, I gave up my car during COVID, and then I had a car in my last relationship, and when that ended, I've been carless since 2023. So I rent a car when I need to, but I walk 2.5 kilometers to the gym, and I walk back 2.5 kilometers from the gym because I refuse to take a $10 Uber to go to the gym and back. Like I'm not doing it. What is the point? My gym membership is 70, like less than $70 a month. So I'm not about to spend like $20 to get to the gym. I walk. So but when it's like minus 35, I'm not going nowhere. I just get my skipping rope and get it together. I'd be killing it though. And you know what? I need to actually record me jump roping. It might increase the viewership.
And when you do it, hey, when you do it, make sure you wear dress too at the same time. You know,
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
the views can go.
Okay.
"Boom."
Just saying. I said I was gonna do more shorts. Maybe I need to be jump roping in a dress. Anywho, as for my week, it's also been productive. Um, oh my God, we made an announcement that I have been waiting for us to make at work, and it is that Mike Myers is being honored at our awards this year. So I'm going to get to meet Shrek, okay, and I and Cat in the Hat. So I grew my daughter up on Cat in the Hat and Shrek, and I love Shrek. And if you do not know, Mike Myers plays Shrek and Cat in the Hat. And so I am so excited. I am like a child. I am so excited to meet Shrek in May. So,
If
yay.
you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Exactly. So, again, I always say not for profit. Sometimes we don't pay that much, but it pays in exposure. So, I'm going to get to meet Shrek. And that is going to literally make my day. I'm going to be calm and cool and collective about it. But Shrek is definitely going to be in the building, and I'm going to try to get seated as close to him as possible, so I can be by my Myers, aka Shrek. Anyways, so there's been, work has been good. It's been productive. I've gotten some good news, some bad news, but overall, for what I do, that's the typical week. So yeah, here we are on the show,
And we
doing our
are.
thing. Doing our thing. And it's so interesting, right? Like, so, because I like, again, every once in a while, I like to tell you guys my business, and it's not every once in a while, it's every time. Um, and it was interesting as we were I put the show together, and I'm always interested in the dating dynamic. And so I'm on Facebook dating, and then I recently decided to join Hinge because I need to make sure that as many people see me because I would like a husband. Okay, so I am on Hinge, which is very interesting. Hinge is a little bit different than Facebook dating. The one thing I like about Hinge that Facebook dating doesn't have is the ability to leave voice notes. And I'm long winded, I think, as you all know here. And so leaving voice notes actually work for me instead of typing stuff out. Anyways, I realize that there is a question that bothers me so very much when people ask it, especially when they ask it within like the first couple of like messages back and forth.
And the
And
question
that
is,
question is, what do you do? It irritates me.
hmm,
And it's not that I am not, I'm very proud of what I do, because I do some important shit. But I'm always like, people use that question, what you do, to determine the level of respect they should have for you. Now, this is Toshiba's theory, right? So there's this guy who just was like, "Oh, you're beautiful. Da, 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 da. What do you do?" Like, it was the first question, right? Not like, "Hey, nice to meet you. How's your day? Thank you for matching." Blah blah blah. It was like right to it. And the thing about your dating profiles is sometimes you can put a little, sometimes you can put a lot. So for my all of my dating profiles say I work in media in business development. Like, it's literally right there. So I actually was tempted to say to him, I'm a high-end escort. Like, I was super tempted. I was super tempted to leave a message and be like, I'm actually a high-end escort. Go ahead.
We are in the 2026, coming out of 2025, and when that's actually a great question. I know you don't like it, but it
I hate it.
makes um now
Not
what
in the first message.
I
By message
get it.
number like six or seven, like, warm it up, right? Like, warm. Like, I would love to know right away. How many kids do you have? How many children's mother are they by? Like, those are my questions. But out the gate, I don't know.
I
Hi, you're
get
beautiful. What do you do?
and see, you have to understand that. So most beautiful women who are on these dating apps, whatnot, they're on these. What did you say in your profile? That's your occupation. What do you do?
I'm in business. I work in the media sector, which I do, and I'm in business development.
See, media. You know the first thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
ladies and gentlemen. You know what that sounds like to me? That good old OF. Oh yeah, I'm in media. I'm a content creator.
I never thought of that.
You have to, come on now. You have to catch up now.
This
You
is why we have this conversation and have a male female perspective, because there's no part of me that would ever think, but I get it. I
trust me.
get it. I
I,
get it.
I have plenty
Okay.
of conversation. It'd be a beautiful young lady I speak to, and then it'd be just conversating, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh yeah, I'm a content creator." I said, "Oh cool, okay, what do you do?" OF. I'm like, that's not
I
content, but
just,
and they're like, "Oh, do you want my link, or do you want to send some pictures?" And I'm like, "How we go from?" So trust me, there's a lot of beautiful women out there that's in media. So you might want to reword that a little differently so they understand that you're not a OF person.
I
Oh,
never. You know, some days I'm so freaking naive. Some days, because it never crossed my mind. This is why, again, the male female perspective, ladies and gentlemen, is so interesting, because I get it. Because maybe that's what he's thinking. Because you see my pictures. And I have great, like, I curate my pictures online, right? So my pictures look amazing. Um, and so, see, I get it now. I get it. Okay. You know what? You know what? I'm glad I didn't tell that guy. I
he would have believed
escort.
me. Oh, see, I knew it. I was right. So now, after the show today, you're gonna go to profiles and change that to something a little bit more professional, so they know
But
you're not
it is professional. I work in media,
work in
and
media. This
I do and I do business development. I run an entire department for a media company.
I work in media. I run my own business on my OnlyF account because I'm the photographer or videographer. I do my own edits. I do my own set and backgrounds. Business. It's the same thing, baby girl. Change what you do. You cannot say that.
That
It's
is
the same thing.
hilarious. You know what?
They
Yeah,
do
you got me. You got me.
make it sound really good. Oh yeah, I'm an
You
entrepreneur
got
in
me.
my own business. And I set my own
You
business. Like,
got
oh,
me.
that's good. Tell me more about it. And it's OnlyFans. So yeah, you it's
You got
2026.
me.
You got to
You
make sure.
got me. There are days, I swear to God, as smart as I am, these things never cross my mind. Like, it just doesn't. But to get into a mind of a man, I get it because there is a lot of finessing happening on these sites. And it's funny because I always have these conversations that I think the world is mathematically good, right? And I think morality is still a thing, and all of these different things. Like I have this, sunshine way to look at the world, but I'm a woman, and I get that there are bad things that happen to us, but I always feel like if I'm diligent enough, if I do that, but I could see how media, business development, and then you couple them with my pictures, that I it screams potentially to a man OnlyFans.
Now,
Never
with
thought
that
about
being
it.
said, let's go ahead and transition into the topic of the night. Perfect segue. Go ahead.
So, we are talking about relationships and dating as usual on the show. And one of the topics that we have heard on social media over and over again is a man doesn't care about how much a woman makes. We don't care about what her money. We are not watching our pockets. We want other values. And so we're asking the question tonight, if a man doesn't care about how much a woman makes, what exactly does he care about? So I am
Oh,
here to take
um,
the information in because, again, I am on these dating streets praying to the Lord and my dead daddy that he sends me a husband. So in the midst of that, I need to take note. Where is my, you know what? I got my phone that we ain't on Instagram. So I can take notes on my phone. So now I will say that for the most part, most men I have dated have not cared about the type of money I make. The conversation has never come up. Now, I think they do in their own ways try to find out how financially savvy I am. I think they do in their own ways try to figure out if I have savings or if I have investments or you know what I'm saying, like if it's something that like do I have credit card debt. They may not outwardly come, but they ask questions, especially because I travel quite a bit and I'm out and about. So I think, but I've never had a man outrightly say, well, how much money do you make, Toshiba? And so generally I think that is a correct statement. We also, like Twins likes to say on the show, we do not speak in absolute. And so there are going to be some men who do care about how much the woman they're dating makes for their own reasons. And it's not because they're trying to finesse a woman, it's not because they're a homosexual, it's because for them that might be something that they use as a decision making factor on the woman they will marry. So, but for those men, we're talking to those about those men who do not care about how much a woman makes. Let's talk about it, twins. If you don't care about how much a woman makes, what is going to make her stand out?
okay. I like how you set that up. That was so beautiful. Thank you very much. And yes, I'm gonna say it again. I do not speak in absolute. I'm speaking the most. So yes, as the title stated, as she reiterated, that no, we do not care how much money you make. For number one, we know you don't share. It's your money. So let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it funky. We're not even going and play. Your money is your money. My money is your money. That's how it goes. It's a fact. Y'all do buy stuff every once in a while, but at the end of the day, it's your money. And kind of thing, like you said earlier, I have never asked a woman how much money she made. I asked if she has a job, for sure. Find out what she does, yes. But the actual dollar amount, no, I didn't care. That was never my thing, period. That was never something that I cared about because I have to look at myself as a potential old school type of person. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna take care of it. If I'm doing something with you, then you don't have to worry about nothing. So, but yes, what do we care about? Right? We care about, and there's no particular order. It just we're freestyling. Like I said, we don't go here and go down. You say this and say that. It's all freestyling. We
I'm
come up.
making, hold on, let me get my notes. Let me get my notes out because, again, your girl is out here Just trying to find a husband. So let's get it together. Okay, my document is open. I'm ready. I'm
Yes,
ready. Let's go. Okay.
yes. And oh, okay, you already put up the that's
I put somebody says
yeah,
character and personality are top priorities for them.
that is a fact. So, what I look at for a woman is, of course, and the character. Your
Okay.
character plays a huge role in this. For example, I got a good one too. So if we're out on a date and we go to any type of restaurant, I don't care what it is, it could be high end, low end, it doesn't matter. We all somewhere to eat where someone is cooking our food, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, you order your food, I order my food,
A nice
and
hibachi restaurant. Okay.
whatever it may be. So you order food, and regardless what happened, the order didn't come back properly. It didn't come out the right way as you expected. Now, me, in most cases, I've been working in the restaurant industry. I've heard many things, X, Y, Z. So if my food ain't terrible, I'm cool. Oh, you've got the cheese on the broccoli, don't worry about it. I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
Mhm.
See, but I have been in situations with the lady that I was with, like, no, no, we're not doing that. She need to get that right. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, whoa, relax. Because most of the time she had it written down. Now, there's some people who don't write it down, but in this scenario, this person wrote it down. Somebody in the back didn't get it right. But what I'm not going to do is send my food back to him again for them to add a little cheese on with extra sauce on it. No, I'm good. I'm going to eat my food. So what I'm
That
saying is
makes it so.
that so what I'm saying that when you go from 0 to 100 on something so minor on my plate, on my food, I'm like, no, I'm good. No, keep my plate here. I'm good. I don't need to go back. The cheese was an additional thing I wanted, but not that serious. But then you, the lady, takes it a whole nother level.
Mhm.
I can't believe she's this, she's that. Well, if she didn't want to be here, she had to apply for the job. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? Relax. Like now we take a personal shot of the person who took the order and XYZ, and well, she ain't doing her job right. And then that right there is a turn off for me. I'm like, yo,
Mm.
I can't take you nowhere because it ain't that deep. It's not that serious. Especially if you go somewhere and it's busy, stuff like that happens. But then you want to go off and XYZ, and just once again, I worked and I've been around. I did not send my food back unless it's really bad. And sometimes I might get something totally different. Or I just, you know what? I'm good. I eat what I got. I go on the way home. I'll stop and get some food. Right. So what I'm saying is that her character, her personality is when we're together, people don't know that we're husband, wife, girlfriend, whatever it may
That's
be.
correct.
They didn't know. They didn't see both of us. Right. And you're representing me
That is
around
correct.
the public when you do those type of things. And if you act on that type of behavior, how am I going to take you around these business meetings, around my coworkers and XYZ, and you can act a certain way over a food being done wrong, right? So that's just like one example. You want to chime
Here's
in?
the okay, yeah, I'd love to because I think there are a lot of women who see that and say, "Well, I'm standing up for my man because he's not saying anything about it," right? And in their mind, no, you ordered this, right? So you ordered your steak medium rare and it comes out medium. You're not going to enjoy the experience. You know what? My man not be speaking up, so it's my job to speak up for him. And so and I have to do it in that respect. And though I'm not aligned with that. I don't rock with that. I think in some women's mind, that's what she's doing. So in a scenario like that, how do you communicate to the woman that that's just not appropriate?
If that's during the dating stage, like early in the dating stage, before we get too serious,
Hmm.
I'm not explaining to a grown woman how to act in public. So you just kind of eliminate yourself like that. Now let's switch it up. We're in a serious committed relationship now, right? We're gonna have a conversation of either the way home or we get home, and because mind you, most of the time we go out to eat, we're going to movies or X Y Z. So
Correct.
I'm not trying to kill the vibe, right? But once we enjoy the night, hey, let's talk about. I didn't like how you handled that situation. You actually embarrassed me in a sense. I know you want to like take up for me, XYZ. Is Trust me, it's not that serious. If I'm still hungry, we can stop McDonald's or some way home, grab something. It ain't that deep. But it's the way that you embarrass me, number one, because and then when I try to say when then so then when you try and go off, I'm like, hey, calm down. No, don't tell me to calm down. See now, see you see how the escalated right now?
Yeah, yeah.
So now I can't say nothing to you. And now you making a big scene about something that happened to me, but it didn't happen to you. That's not peace. That's something else that we want besides your money. Peace.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you said in the dating phase you just let that go because I completely agree. And I think it's hard to hide those types of characteristics, right? Like it's hard to hide those things because they're bound to come out. Because like I said, whether it's the waitress, whether it's you're in line somewhere, someone I actually am dating, he was telling me a situation where he went on a date with a young lady and she forgot her ID
Hmm.
for them to be able to go somewhere. And she just started creating a scene about it. Like she had forgotten her ID, but she was making a scene. And quite frankly, had she not made the scene, it would have been fine for them to get in. But after that, he was like, I'm good. Like there's nothing. Like we're not doing this. And this is also a place that he goes to on a regular basis. So they know who he is, and now he's got this woman who is acting a fool in her 40s over ID, and it was just like, nah, like I'm good. So, because I always think if they can act like that with other people, one
Thank
day
you.
they're going to turn around like that and act like that to you.
See, you see how she said that. I was going that route, but she already put it together. If you can talk to a total stranger a certain way, what are you going to do and get mad at me for something? And let's be realistic here. In the relationship, we will get in arguments. We will
Hmm.
disagree with certain things. We're two individuals come together trying to be one. You have been independent for so long. I was independent for so long. Now we're trying to match things up. So that's going.
Correct.
But when I see those type of things, oh yeah, I'm running for the border. Uh, and once again, at the 43 that I am now, I ain't got time to try to educate. Or no, damn it, 44. I don't got time to be trying to educate people. Tell a grown woman how I need her to be on, especially on that type of level.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing too. So also
Character. I've taken notes. So character's
yes,
number one.
yes. Now once again, we don't care about what the money you make, but I do kind of care as far as what do you do in a sense, right? You know,
So
I want,
no business development in media and aka OnlyFans.
yeah, you got to tell me exactly what you do. Don't give me no fake. I'm a concierge driver who delivers. No, you DoorDash, like,
I
like,
just thought what people are doing using fancy terms for that is
yeah,
actually hilarious.
like, okay, she just DoorDash. Yeah, all right, cool. I mean, I respect the hustle, but let's not make it something so elegant like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm a top tier delivery. You do DoorDash. Stop it.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna be a serious adult.
I know, right? You know, we gonna laugh and have to say over here, but yes, as far as once again, as you move on to become more than just friends, more than just boyfriend and girlfriend, maybe engaged or in now that conversation will come up about finances, mainly in a case of in a scenario where an emergency, like, hey babe, what happened if something happens to me, XYZ, or you
Mm.
we can be able to do XYZ while I'm down, or you can carry the load. Is that conversation that we're having now? Because I'm seeing a lot of situations where the man has been the breadwinner for XYZ, and either something happened, he gets laid off, gets hurt, something happened, but he ain't that guy no more. He can provide at that moment or during that time phrase, and all of a sudden now the relationship starts to fall apart. Like he wasn't that guy holding it down for you. Like what happened? So
Hmm.
so I would like my woman to be educated, but not to the point where I got to hear about, oh, you have a PhD, I have a master's degree. That don't mean shit to me.
Oh my god, I need that button. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I'm a PhD, sorry.
That don't mean nothing to me. Can you hold it down when something I'm down? Can you do that part? You know what I'm saying? They like don't talk to me this way. You know what? That when it comes to war or survival, no one's going to say, "Oh, hold up, you have a master's degree. Okay, you sit over here and hold on." Oh, they so it's just, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck you up over here." No, I don't know. Everybody's gonna catch hands regardless of where you at, right? So we don't care about the degrees. And so yes, I want you to have some money. I don't want you to be broke because I don't want to go for us to buy our first house together in a relationship and come to find out you have a 3.300 credit score. So I can do nothing with you. If you bad with money, so if I put money in the savings account that we have a joint share account, I'm hoping and not expecting when the checking one day is empty because you spend it because you think, oh, I thought the money was there, I can spend it. No, that's there for an emergency. So all that does play a role, right? Once again, don't care how much you make. I just want to know how you handle your money. What is the mindset that you have? How are you going to handle a situation when it gets serious or tough? I'm gonna let you chime in for a minute. Go here.
No, because I think that's an interesting one. Because for me, when it comes to like joint accounts, which I think realistically should only happen when you are married,
Facts.
that's my personal opinion. What are we jointing when we are not together? Um, but I think that is one thing that is important. Like I think at some point there has to be that conversation about the bottom line of how much money are you bringing into the household. Because so for instance, I have an automatic savings that goes every time I get paid. Automatically money comes from my checking and goes into my savings, right? And then of course we have our RSPs and all of that matching stuff or whatever. So if it is that my husband's making 150 and I'm making 80, if he's like, babe, I want us to save 20% of our income a year, right? His 20% is going to look a little bit different than my 20%. And my 20% isn't bad, but my 17,000 compared to his 30,000 is a little different, right? So yeah, we're saving $47,000 a year, but at some point, I think the number has to be revealed when we're having those conversations. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But in most cases, as we really don't care, we don't expect you to be equal on that part. We don't expect you to. If I bring 47,000, I don't need to make 47. I just want you to contribute.
Hmm.
We want
Hmm.
we want a partnership. That's what we don't we don't care about your money. We want a partnership. We want to feel
And I
that
love that.
we want to be able to be like, yes, we're into this together. Not just how I'm gonna figure this out. No, how we gonna figure this out. What is the game plan that we're gonna sit down and work together to come to a resolution, and not be like, well, I did this or you did this. No, it's not about who did it. It's about we. What is the foundation? Like, what's the end goal? Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship if you feel like you have to be going against each other. Like that
That part.
person should be not going against you. They should be with you. Y'all should be a team. That's the
Yeah.
whole benefit. That's the end goal. My opinion. The end goal is the teamwork, partnership. Not that well he makes all the money or she makes all the money or I ain't go. No, well he got the money. He always buying this. Like what? Now
I
you
think if you start
being jealous
sort
again. Imagine that.
yeah, sorry to cut you. I just think I think if those conversations are happening like right up front, like error, let's not compute. Like it doesn't make sense if you're already in a situation where because finances are a very very sensitive topic,
It
right?
is.
It in relationships, but it's so funny because in I can tell you in my best friend relationships, we know how much each other makes. I know how much my best friends make and they know how much I make. Like when I'm up for a promotion, when I get a promotion, like they know. Um and it's funny because sometimes it's necessary because even if just going on trips and so forth. Like, bitch, I like one of my girlfriends. She's a lawyer. She makes buku dollars. Okay, so no, bitch, I cannot go to Bali for 5 weeks
Mhm.
with you and your husband because we are just in. in a different tax bracket, then but yes, we can go to this place for 2 weeks because we're good over here, right? So it's funny because we don't have an issue, but I feel like maybe sometimes when it comes to that, people are feeling like they're going to be judged um, if they don't make enough or they don't meet a standard, because I think every woman wants to feel like she's putting her best foot forward. And I know in your country, and I live in a different aisle, and I understand there's this whole conversation about Black women are the most educated and they make more money than Black men. There was a stat the other day, which people are arguing on my post about it, where they said 80% of Black household, the woman is the breadwinner. And I was like, that's actually a lie. I said, that's not accurate. I said, that is the biggest lie. I said, if you are the only person who's an adult in the household, of course you're the breadwinner. If you're an unmarried woman, of course you're the breadwinner. Who else is going to be bringing in the bread? But I said, I know many married couples, and I do, from my friends, my sisters, their parents, like all of these things. And I'm telling you, I don't know not one couple where the woman makes most. And all the people that I know that are married make six figures, or like low six figures to mid six figures. And I was like, so you're telling me if you were to line up 10 married Black couples, eight of them, the women make more money than the men? I said, that's propaganda, and that's a lie. And I feel like, particularly in your country where I think this conversation comes up so often, because that's being perpetuated everywhere, I think that financial conversation becomes really difficult, because you make more money, it doesn't necessarily mean you are the breadwinner. Because if I make $150,000 a year, but I have $450,000 in student loans because I'm a PhD, right? I'm not actually the breadwinner. I just make more money on paper.
You might have to say that last part again because I don't think people in the back understand the concept when you say you have student loan debt.
And thank God we like in Canada, I got no student loan debt. Hallelujah.
Phew.
As our Canadian education is a hell of a lot less expensive than it is in America. But but again, if you listen, I am happy to say that my niece and nephew, first generation Americans, my sister and my brother-in-law have done well enough for themselves that neither one of my niece and nephew have had to pay for school. My niece has finished her undergrad at Howard. My nephew's at the University of North Carolina. My niece is getting ready to go to medical school, and her parents, as immigrants, hallelujah and praise the Lord, have done so well that they are able to pay for my niece and nephew's education cash. When my niece graduated, my sister said, the only thing I really care about is making sure that I go to that financial office to make sure we don't owe nothing. There was no financial aid. There was no nothing. But I understand that my niece and my nephew are not the typical Black students going to school, right?
Right.
Most people have loans. And if you're going to go from undergraduate to graduate to medical school to law school to I'm a PhD, that racks up. Where over a course of maybe 2 or 3 degrees in Canada, maybe that's $100,000, maybe 100,000 Canadian dollars. Some of your stuff is like $50,000 a year, which is insane to me.
That's a fact.
So if you have gone 4 years of undergrad and 3 years of law school, for instance, and all of those things, and you were not on scholarship or you didn't get grants and you had to get loans, coming out of it, yes, your salary might be in your first year $150,000, but your debt is 450, and you have to pay that debt. And how long are you paying? Like that debt might take 10 years to pay. So for it seems like on paper, there's a lot of shit that looks good on paper, but the reality is it's not true. So, anyways, that pissed me off, and there's people literally arguing under my comments. I had to stop paying attention because it was so crazy that people were like, "Yes, black women households in America, black women are out earning their husband," and I was like, "Not 8 to 10."
I'll say this when it comes to that statement of black women are most educated. That is a true statement. But when you look at the big picture overall, when you have, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the quote, but if you have white people, Asian people, Chinese people, all races together, right?
Hmm.
Yes, black people or black women, we're at the bottom. Yes, you're most educated in our demographic. Yes, for black man, black woman, yes, you're more educated, but you're at the bottom. So you look at white people, Asian people, everybody, they're above you. So it's like it's a crab in the barrel thing. Well, we're both at the bottom, but hey, I'm above you, so I'm still better than you. So that's the part they fail to realize. Yes, you're most educated in the African American demographic, but you're still at the bottom. And then also add another layer of that, okay, I'm not knocking anyone for being educated. Good for being educated, right? Cool. But understand that most men understand that school is a waste of money and waste of time now. I'm gonna say that again. Most men know that going to school or these universities, spending those money is not, it's a waste of time because we can go get certificates.
Go to
Most
trade school.
you trades, all that school. So no, I'm smart to know that I don't want to go to school and rack up $100,000 loan just so I can get a job getting paid $23 an hour out the gate. And then I'm still in a rat race paying that student loan back because they want their money. You can file
Facts.
bankruptcy for it, but guess what? Those student loans are unforgivable. They want their money. And I don't feel like going to school for the rest of my life and possibly die, and then maybe the debt passes on to my kids. Hopefully it wipes away, but they're gonna get their money some way or another. Now it may not go to your kids, but guess what? If you leave a house behind, it's in your name, they're gonna take that house. But
So I think we,
that's
yeah, I think we have to be mindful though. Like this is why I'm like, we have to be mindful. And I love the comment here. Thank you, Gregoire. Dating is fun, marriage is business. And you and I talk about that all the time, right? Like it is a partnership in its truest form. And if you've ever had a business where you had even just a general partnership, much less a limited liability partnership, you know that you're not going to go into a business partnership where the person is a
oh, think we lost it.
liability. It happens every week now, and so I
Hey,
just pause. Right? Like you're not going to go into a partnership where the person is a liability.
okay,
It doesn't work. Can you hear me?
no, we got you.
um right, and so the idea that you would go into a marriage with a person who is a liability doesn't make sense.
Now, just to add another layer, and not just
Take
about
my notes still.
yeah, not just about money too, and not just about character. Well, character still kind of plays a role in this too. But how are you when it comes to your friends,
Oh, okay.
friendships?
Relationship. So I'm
There
just
you
just
go.
from my notes here. Relationship with friend. Listen, I told you I'm trying to find a husband. Okay, so as smart as I am, I need to be informed. So relationship with friends, is that what I'm writing down?
Relationship and
Relationship
friends.
with friends.
For me, I pay attention and listen how you talk about your friends. I do. You know, it's sometimes we men we like to hear the tea. Oh, what's going on with so and so? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Dang, that's crazy. Hey, how's she doing? She still messing with old boy? Oh man, that's crazy. But the fact that these friends that you're talking about, that's in your circle, and how you talking about them about, you know, this guy, XYZ, or she messed up money and she just whatever it may be.
Hmm.
you don't realize that that's your friends. That's your group of friends. So you trying to tell me you're just a so perfect person out of all this group of friends you talk about all the time? I pay this to how you talk about your friends. It's like,
Huh. I
oh,
I I
yeah.
learned that. I actually did learn that. My ex-fiance said something to me that I thought was fascinating. And for those of you who don't know our story, we met, literally fell in love in 10 days, and we're living together in 96 days. I was in Phoenix, Arizona. And one of the things that happened before I left was a group meeting with my friends because they wanted to make sure I was okay. Like we had a whole video call, like it was a whole thing before I left. And then he clued me in on something and he said, "You know, one of the things that sealed the deal for me with you." And I was like, "What? Do tell." He said it was your relationship with your friends. It was the fact that when you spoke about your friends, you spoke about them with such love. And you also had the same friends for over 20 years. And we had gone and taken a trip to New York together. And this was during COVID because I was going to go see my dad. And the person he met while we were in New York was my best friend from Jamaica. Like I told her I was coming into town and she made her way to see me. And that was like we had been best friends since I was 4 or 5 years old in Jamaica. And I was 42 at the time, right? And he was like, the fact that you even maintain that relationship, you're so close with your friends. They had his number just in case anything would have happened to me, right? Like they could reach out to him. It was just, he was like the loving way you talked about your friends. There was never kind of any gossip. It was just, these are my people and this is important to me and these women are important to me and all of that stuff. And you're right. And I never ever thought about that. But it's also funny because people have made comments about our friendship group because we have been best friends for so long. Like we've raised our kids together and we've been friends since we were in our teens. We're almost damn well 50 now. And people are like, "Oh my God, you guys are still friends." And we're kind of like, yeah, like should we not should we not still be friends? And he said he has met women who literally change friends every few years. Every few years they have a different group of friends because they just can't get along with bitches, right? Like it's always that kind of excuse. And he's like, maybe the problem is you. So for him, the fact that I had these same best friends for all of these years was one of the things that sealed the deal for him. And I never ever thought that was something that men looked at.
Once again, not all, but most. But if you constantly changing your friends out, that it lets me know that when it comes to relationship, you're not there. You're not the type of person that's there for the long run, for the long haul, because you shouldn't be switching out new friends every couple of years or whatever it may be. Yes, will you fight and argue with your brother or sister? Of course,
Hmm.
it's this love. It's going to happen, but to fall out with them and don't ever talk to them again because X, Y, Z, that's crazy. Because what's going to happen? I mean, you can see it's all about relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, you get into it, what you gonna do? You gonna throw me to the side? We're gonna work through it. Like all that plays a role. Like everything you do is you're interviewing for this thing that's called marriage or whatever relationship you want
That's
to
it.
go for. You're interviewing it because because people don't show the true colors until it's too late. By then it's too late. You locked in.
It's
So I
not too late.
I ask them questions. I say how you are with your friends. Cool. Another thing I'll look at,
I'm
especially if you
ready.
especially if you have kids.
Relationship with your kids or their
Mm,
father.
all the above.
Okay, writing it down. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to
because
share these notes, people, after.
because the way that you talk about your father, your children's father, baby father, whatever you want to call him, it just kind of lets me know. I'm like, so he's this, he's that, he ain't this. But I be thinking like, but your legs was up in the air. You gave him a child.
The
You
visual. I'm dead. The visual.
Yeah,
That is true.
his legs were up in the air, and you gave him a child, the ultimate gift, and you weren't married. Hmm. Hmm. But he ain't shit. Was that after or before? Like, I mean, just help me understand. Help understand. So, if me and you have a situation where I get you pregnant or whatever, am I gonna be the same ain't shit type of dude as well? Oh no, you're different. How am I different? Because he was.
Different. Yeah, different. Sorry.
listen, listen. Listen, all those things play a role. You got to, or then on top of that, how you handle your kids. I sit back and watch.
Absolutely.
All
I will tell you as a woman too, I can't deal with no man with no badass kids who are disrespectful, loudmouth, rude.
facts.
It's a negative. It's a negative
Mhm.
here.
Totally agree. I mean, not just them being bad. It's just how are you with them? Like,
Mm.
are you developing them? Are you doing things with them? Or are they just there as a check?
Oh.
Listen, pay attention to all them things.
Mm. Okay, so we're gonna pause there so the people, like you say, in the back can understand. You're not just looking about the relationship with them, you're looking about how they interact with them. Are you saying that you're looking, are the children in activities? On the weekends, are you taking them to like Dave and Buster's or, like bowling, like you're doing activities with them? Those types of things that you're looking at, not just the relationship, but how you interact with your children.
Yes, totally agree. Because I have kids too. So if you don't do that with yours, how can I expect you to go above and beyond for mine? And if you do go above and beyond for mine and not yours, that's another red flag. Like, whoa,
That is a red flag.
whoa.
And ladies, please, for the love of God, see that red. There are women who will feel really good about the new man doing for them and their kids, but he has a crappy relationship with the family that he left behind. That's not okay. Like the idea that a man is going to come in and be stepdaddy to your children and treat your children so amazing, but his children aren't coming over on the weekend and you guys aren't doing things as a family, and like that is no thank you. Mm-mm,
Can't make this up. I
mm-mm.
witnessed a lot of these things, So that's another thing too. Like I said, I don't care about your money. I care about the relationships and the developments that you do with with your friends and your child and the XYZ. All that matters. Or how you also not still relationships, how you handle my friends.
Oh.
I might have a situation where I'm a very chill back guy, but I might have a situation where my friends might do something different, and you're taking it more offense than I'm taking offense, and it's not that deep. Like, oh, I can't believe he did that. I said, whoa, these are my friends. Relax, calm down. If I'm not upset, you shouldn't be this upset. It's not that serious. And plus, I will talk to my boy XYZ, and I already know what the situation is. But because he's married, I know how shit relationship go. We're not going
Hmm.
to jump the bridge. But then when you take it to another level, make it personal, or then when they come, I ain't gonna be here. You ain't
Oh
gonna,
no.
gonna be here because you don't like how that situation happened. But I'm okay with it. Like make it make sense. I'm not. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm Gucci. We could. That's my homie. We've been friends since way back. You know what I mean? Felines and hot tops. That's how far we go back. Yeah, I got pictures. We go way back. But you upset? Why? So now you put me in a predicament. It's like now they don't know, but I know, and I'm gonna feel weird because I don't like fake shit. So you understand what I'm saying? Now you put me in
No, that makes a lot of sense. But
that.
it goes back to what you said. If her relationship with her friends is shaky, she hasn't necessarily developed those skills to be able to have really good relationships. And that is one of the things my ex said that I thought again was super important. He was like, female relationships are a testing ground for your ability to maintain a romantic partnership. Because again, if every time you get mad at your girl, you're like, F that B, and we ain't gonna be friends and fuck everything she stands for, and that friendship is over, again, what's gonna happen when we argue? If you're so quick to show your friends a way that you have no romantic connection to, what's gonna happen? Because you know that sex changes everything. Right? No matter how we try to deny it, no matter what it says, the moment you have sex, the dynamic just changes and the emotions become more and all of those things happen. So if you can't maintain non-sexual platonic friendships with women and we throw in some grinding sex, okay, sitting on faces here, okay, what the hell is gonna happen when we get into an argument? I'm just saying, I'm graphic, people. Show's called Fuck Your Feelings.
And so let's go ahead.
Moving on. Take my notes.
So now, I'll say this: direction, authoritative. You know, when it comes to me in a relationship, when I how well do you take instructions from me, from your man? I'll say that from your man.
Like, are you referring to like constructive criticism or the ability to communicate when I could be doing something better?
I'll
Or
say
just
that.
all of it wrapped up in a bow? Just anything you tell me, I'm
Not
able to
anything, but
digest it.
just for example, I like to give example, make it clear for
Thank
everybody.
you.
I try everybody, got to see education. I wasn't an A student, but like for example, we all have corporate jobs we have to go to, right? And we
Indeed,
do
sure do.
we do have to abide by their dress code, right?
That is correct.
Okay, all right, so right,
Yeah, I
so
can't wear this dress to work with my titties
yeah,
out.
I want to
That is.
say, what I mean, so
Oh my
where I'm at, and she's on this side. Exhibit A, Exhibit A, ladies and
God.
gentlemen. Okay, so if you can't go to work and wear that, right?
No, my titties can't be out.
And you don't wear it, you don't fight it, you understand that HR, whatever, you just don't do it.
And if I do wear the dress, I have a jacket or a sweater or something that I put over it until it's happy hour time, and then the girls are out.
That's I understand that. So now, with that being said, with Exhibit A, there we go, Exhibit A. So if your man says, "Hey, baby, I don't like for you to wear something like that when I'm not around," and you make it a big scenario saying that, "Oh, I'm wearing this stuff before you came around. You gonna have to deal with this." Well, I don't have to deal with nothing. Let's understand that concept. And it's not about controlling. It ain't about
Because I know that C word comes up quite a bit.
it ain't got nothing about control X Y Z. I said I have no problem with you wearing it if I'm around. See, when I'm not around, that's a different story. See, men are always we know how men think. We know how men think. We know how men are. Men is evil. You know what I'm saying? We can keep it funky tonight. We know how men can be. And if you put yourself in a situation where I'm trying to cover you, and I don't mean cover, I'm talking about cover as a
Mm-hmm.
whole,
Mm-hmm.
and you go against that, then this is not going to work out. Because once again, you'll go to your corporate American job, and your boss say, "Don't wear that." You won't wear it. You won't even try to sneak it wear it on. And if you do, you're gonna have a shawl on and this on and a sweater on. But soon you leave the building, it all comes off. Okay, whatever. It's the same thing. If I have to have a conversation with you about going somewhere dressing inappropriate and I'm not around, and you're fighting me tooth and nail for it, and I know what kind of demon men are out there. I mean, women get snatched up all the time, X, Y, Z. Like you want to be tough and argue with me, but when a dude comes in the street and knock you top of the head, what you gonna do? I'm just being real. It ain't about scary tactics.
Listen, I no, I wrote inability to take directions, just so you know, on my list. I just summarized it. But no, that makes sense because again, that is part of protection and provision. And it's something that we scream on the top of our lungs that we want, right? I grew up with a daddy who said that men are supposed to protect and provide. But I think sometimes and let's just talk about in 2026, provision has been brought down to financial provision only. But that's not what provision is. That is not just what protection is, right?
Facts.
Provision is ensuring that at the end of the day, when the same way we got out of the house is the same way we come in the house, right? We're right. We didn't get into an accident. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have something catastrophic happen to us that we couldn't avoid it. You know, your man didn't just get into an argument just because another man looked at you so that all of a sudden you're in jail or you're in the hospital. Like that is protection and provision outside of the money. And I would hope that that's what a woman wants. Like I remember again doing this show with my ex, and I would do a outfit check with him before we went on, like when I was getting dressed. And I just there was only one time he was like, "Nope." I didn't argue about it. I put that outfit away. He's like, "No," and put on a different outfit. He's like, "Yep." And we were fine. No arguments, no nothing. At the end of the day, I say I want you to protect and provide. So I actually have to take your protection and your provision. I get
Mes-
it.
Message.
I
Yeah,
get it.
I can go so many down rabbit hole. Is that's the simple thing. If you can't follow my instructions and things like that, like even this communication is something key that we talk about. That should be the foundation of
Hmm.
all relationship across the board communication. So even for example, I don't feel comfortable for my lady or any lady getting gas late at night.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If you have to get it, communicate. Hey, I got gas. Let me know. Like I know there's some dudes out there who do it just because they got like that. Hey, I'm slow student. Okay, I was a C student. I'm still college educated, but I'm a C student. Something you gotta remind me. Hey, better get gas. Oh, but I got you. Give me the keys. I'll go and get it. But have that communication because it's tough out here for y'all women in the street. It is not
Ah,
safe for y'all out there.
it is not. I'm kidnappable. That's why I share my location with a
And you,
lot of people.
and you think about this too. You hear it all the time, and you probably see it all the time. Oh, black men, they don't protect women. We don't protect. How can we protect somebody who don't want to listen, who don't want to be protected? I can only do but so much. I can't make you do it at the end of the day. The only woman at this point I can make do something I want to do is my daughter. Not my ex-wife, not my girl or ex-girl, whatever girl, engaged girl. My daughter is the only person that I can speak to at this time, at her current age, where I say jump, she's gonna say, how high? Not controlling, but I can control that. But these other women out here are grown, they want to be independent, or I can do that, pay my own bills. I'm college educated. Okay, boo. Just don't tell me the sad story when something happened, because I heard it before many a times. And sometimes I don't say nothing because I don't like going down a rabbit hole or arguing because it's like that's could have been prevented on so
Mm,
many ways. But
mm.
but once again, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, ladies, fellas, if you have daughters, let them know that men are dangerous out here. They're evil. You gotta let them know when you go to when you go out. No, it's at the bartender doesn't pour the drink in front of you.
Fact,
Do not drink it.
fact.
You don't go somewhere by yourself. If you ever feel comfortable anywhere, you call me. But like that's a whole nother conversation. But protection and following our lead. When you don't follow our lead and then things happen, it's like, I'm sorry that happened to you, but this couldn't prevent it if XYZ. Hard
I'm
head,
gonna
off ass.
I'm
Good.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in there, and I'm gonna say, in my humble opinion, a lot of women who fight against that don't actually trust the man they're with. Because I think some of that is rooted in distrust. Because when you trust someone, right, you trust them to protect you. You trust them to guide you in the right direction. You're not going to fight against something because you trust that they are looking out for your best interest. And I think that I was actually having a conversation last night about the fact that there are some people in relationships for the sake essentially of being in a relationship, and I hate this word, but I have settled for relationships, especially when they start getting to our big age, because you're like, I would rather just not be alone, and so I'm doing that. But they don't actually trust the person. And I am telling you, I cannot be in a relationship that with someone I don't trust to guide and lead me, because what is the point of that, right? Like, a man is to lead, a man is to guide, and so if I don't trust your guidance or your leadership, what are we doing here?
I'll give you that. That's fair to say. Trust. I can give you that. But let me one up one thing let me one up you on this one. Some women never had a man figure to like to educate them and let them know what it looks like. So
That is true. I have a daddy. Rest
right,
in peace,
you have
daddy.
right, you have that. So, but in most cases, some women don't. They never been with a guy who's they don't know what trust looks like because
Mm,
their
the
mom.
foundation hasn't been set.
Yeah, if they mom didn't have it, or without to show them how they don't know what it looks like if they never seen it the whole life,
Mm.
and enj- they've been living their life and had relationships that failed because they don't know what something look like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say?
That makes so much sense. And that's, I won't, and that's where I say sometimes I definitely have rose colored glasses on and come from a very naive world, because of I've said this on the show many times. I don't have one friend who didn't have a father growing up. Most of my friends, their parents are still married. And if they're not married, it's because they either got divorced when they were like adults, or one of their parents has now passed away. Of all of my friend group, I was the only one whose parents were not married growing up, but I still had a relationship. I had a father. My father actually raised me for the first 9 years of my life before I emigrated and came to Canada. So I had a very good foundation with my father. And then I had friends who all had parents. Again, I spent Christmas with one of my best friends, and her parents come up from Guyana, where they're from, every single year for Christmas, and I call them mom and dad. And my other best friend has her parents, they're back home in Jamaica. My other girlfriends, I have another show, not your, my girlfriends Carcy and Telly, their parents are still together 50 something years, right? I've watched my sister be married for 20 something, almost 30 years. Again, like, I've seen that. So I think, if I'm honest, that's where some of my naivete comes around that, because I'm like, well, it should just be obvious. But you're right. If your foundation of trust with the first man you're ever supposed to trust, who's supposed to show you how to trust a man, wasn't there, how do you trust? So this is why I hats off to men who are able to date women who never had fathers. Because if I have a difficulty as a woman understanding, like, girl, what? Like, how does that even make sense? Oh shit, you didn't have a dad? Oh, that's unfortunate. Like, how do you deal with that? How do you have a romantic relationship with someone whose very foundation of love wasn't set from the very beginning? Like, your first love imprint is, like, as a girl, is your daddy. Well, I still call my dad daddy, but that was my first love imprint. I learned a lot from my daddy. Like, I learned how to love a man from my daddy, right? Like, I learned how a man was supposed to take care of a woman from watching my daddy. Not only how he cared for me, how he cared for my mom, how he cared for my stepmom, how he cared for my sisters. Like, I was able to witness that. And so you make a valid point. If you've never witnessed that, and now you're an adult trying to have an adult relationship, you're already missing a core piece, because you don't understand trust and a foundation of, like, actual genuine love from that first man in your life. That is sad.
But a cold hard fact. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's the next conversation. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, but this what it is. Hey, someone gonna have that conversation. We're having a conversation. You can pass it on to someone who's younger or whatever. Maybe for you to learn. Hey, who
Hmm.
receives it, I hope it does wonders for you because we're all in the same. playing game. We all want the same and go. We all want that one person first. We all want to be married successfully, happily ever
That
after.
part.
No
That
one
part.
trying to be in these streets forever.
No, these streets are not for me.
But once again,
Damn.
we don't care about what much money you make. These things do we care about.
So I'm
These
going to repeat the things that you've said, and I know you might have one more. So character, you having a career, um, or at least a good job, relationship with friends, the relationship you have with your kids and the co parents, the relationship with your friends, so the men's friends, and if you have the inability to take directions. Those are the ones we have so far. You probably have a couple more. And I know the time's winding down. Twins gets up very early, so we're going to wrap up shortly. If you have a relationship advice or relationship take or dating advice, feel free to put it in the comment section because we'll get there in about 10 minutes. Go ahead. What's
all right.
some other ones?
All right, before I go to the next one, I see we got about 7 people in the chat. Let's go and hit the like button, people. We should at least have 7 likes. You know what I'm saying?
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Send these to your friends
I'm
and
not,
to a friend and a friend and a friend
also to back to the
and another friend.
back to the topic as well. I like to say, I mean, I can go on for days about this, but I'll just last one here. I think it's important, very important, when it comes to what we care about. We most if most men don't care about this, there's something we should be thinking about. If you're not married yet or want to be married, here's something you should definitely incorporate into your dating whatever repertoire you have. Make sure she has a hobby.
Oh,
Make sure she has something she does that makes her happy that doesn't involve you. Say that again. Make sure she has a hobby for something that she likes to do that does not involve me. I cannot be the complete happiness in this relationship. There will be times where I cannot stand your ass. There's gonna be times you ain't gonna stand my ass. It happens. It will happen. I'm not even gonna lie. You gonna hate each other sometimes. You don't love each other a lot of times. But I need you to have your own hobby, right?
it's facts.
I need you to have do something that you can do is gonna make you happy because we can have a dog fight. You cuss me out, throwing stuff. Life happens. But I'm gonna go to my area. 2 minutes later, I'm cracking up, laughing, having a good old time while you still mad in the other room because you don't know what to do at this point now because you ain't have no hobby. Ladies, find a hobby. I don't care if it's knitting, I don't know, games, TV, shopping, something. Well, maybe not shop because
Journaling is a good thing to take up because then you can, ladies, you can take all of that stuff that's in your journal and turn it into a book. I have 13 of them. Reach out to me if you have any questions.
there you go. Something. This have something because you know, man, it can be very frustrating to hear someone just say, "I'm not happy no more." In America, in America, divorce people get divorced because they're not happy anymore. I'm not happy anymore, and they can file for divorce and just like that for no reason, not because somebody cheated, not because confidence is off, not because he beat your ass or he beat her ass, whatever it may case be. They can wake up one day like I'm not happy no more, and then that's it. So what I'm
When
saying that find a hobby, find something that you do that
I'm
you
with
can
you.
do to make you happy. Find something that y'all both can do together that makes both y'all happy. You know what I'm saying? And of course, as men, we always have something to make us happy, so we're good. So we got football, basketball, video games. I mean, we can our cars. It's something we can do to our yard work, whatever. We have shit that we do that makes us happy. It may seem boring to you, but that brings us peace. I ain't gonna lie. My last house I have, even though it's hot as hell in the summertime, I used to love getting my riding lawnmower and cut the half acre yard I had, just going down, get the music going, just riding. No one bothering me, just cutting the grass. I was happy. I was peace. I'm just saying. I was there in my thoughts, cutting the grass and keep it moving. So what I'm
Makes
saying,
a lot of sense.
I'm saying that ladies, make sure you have a hobby. And then also, make sure your hobby ain't too crazy. Like you can't have a hobby where you're traveling out of the country all the time. Whoa. Now, if you do that, let's talk about these finances now.
Well, people are stuck in Dubai apparently. Anyways, we won't even go about the people out here in Dubai.
Ah, oh,
In Dubai. In Dubai.
minutes. And no, you know what? I didn't eat enough, so we have to wait till next month. If you know, you know.
But you, no, you make a really valid point because I've said this on the show before. Happiness is internal. Happiness has nothing to do with the other person. You do not get happiness from outside of yourself. It's internal, just like validation, right? Like you should not be looking for external validation. The validation you need to be coming from yourself. And so I do agree with you. The idea that we can wake up one day and say, well, my partner doesn't make me happy anymore, and that's the reason to get a divorce. Is insane. I'm not. I've already said I am not getting another divorce. You aren't happy, go to the next room. But come 10:59 when it's bedtime, we coming right back together because 11 o'clock we gonna be in that same bed and we gonna figure it out for tomorrow again. And listen, that's just the way it's gonna go. There is no like the it's cold out there. I'm telling you people, it is a cold world out there. If you are married, if you are in a committed relationship, you work at it. That is my relationship advice. I'm just gonna go straight at it. If you are in a marriage or you're in a relationship and for the most part things are good, there is no kind of abuse, whether that be physical, emotional, or financial, because there is such a thing as financial abuse. There is no infidelity, there is no cheating, there is nothing where it would be like, oh my God, I need to leave this person. Fight through it, fight together. There is nothing. I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing in these streets. And I meet amazing men. Are there great men and great women in these streets? Yes. But in order to find your one, you have to go through all it's like going through resumes, right? Like when I put up a job description to go through, I had to go through like 30 or 40 resumes and a bunch of interviews to get to the one person for this one position. Well, there's only one position to be my husband and one position to be my future husband's wife. And in order for us to get that position, we have to go through all of the others. And that is exhausting. So if you are with a good man or a good woman and you guys are just going through a little rough spot, go to God, go to a therapist, but work through it. Find things like Twin said that you can do together. Find other ways to make yourself happy outside of the relationship. But remember the times that you had. Or if you really want to be extreme, try really seeing what's on the. Let me tell you something. First of all, here's the trick, guys. You get sick of your girl, put a dating profile of your girl online with some her best pictures. Write the best and see how much see how much men want your woman. You will quickly realize what a good thing you have. Women do the same thing. Put a dating profile of up your man and see how many women out there. Why? Because there's sharks in the water, and I'm one of the sharks. Because it is hard out there on these streets, and we just trying to get where you're getting. So remember that the next time you're like, I want to be out of this relationship, they ain't shit out there. And if it is for you to get back to where you currently are, shit, that might take years. That is my dating advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not do that. Do not create a dating profile of your significant other.
Do you know somebody did that? No, there was this is serious. There was a guy who created he had a moment with his girl and he's like and he created a dating profile of his girlfriend, and the amount of men who wanted to like her, who's messaged her and offering to take her to dates, he was like, damn. Then he started realizing how fucking valuable he was, and it changed the entire dynamic of a relationship. It was an experiment. It did happen. I'm not even joking. Look it up. Go
I
on, twin.
mean, I mean, you gotta take that with a grain of salt.
That is
As
true. I mean, attention versus intention. I
there we go.
get it. I
Okay.
get it. Attention
No,
versus intention. But some of that attention leads to some intention, and now he's alone, washing his own drawers and having to cook his own food.
I mean,
I'm
I
just
get
saying.
it, but that's you know what that might be a little downfall of relationships now in this era because you can someone can men who have money don't have problems spending money.
That is true.
We'll fly you out for a good old
That
weekend
is that
and
is
send you
that
back
is true.
home, and then next weekend we have another girl flown out like that. Like that's nothing.
That is accurate.
Okay, you hear a trick. Okay, he's okay with that.
That is okay.
You're
That's
getting what
I
you're
get
getting
it.
what you want. He's getting what you want, and he don't got to keep dealing
Mm,
with you. You go back home to your man. I cool. I'll talk to you in 2 more weeks. Fly back down again.
no
Anyway,
lies told.
so don't do that, fellas. And cause everyone, it's like this. Me and my fellas all the time. We talk about this all the time. Never go through a woman's phone. Never go through her DMs. Don't. You're not built for that. You're not built for that, fellas. I never done it, and I never will. I don't care if her phone's unlocked and it's buzzing like crazy. Hell no. Because once you go down that rabbit hole, ain't no going back. You're gonna see some shit, you're gonna hear some shit, and you're gonna be fucked up. You can't come back. Don't do it. Anyway, my dating tip for the night, and that wasn't a dating tip. My dating tip tonight for what do men really want if they don't want your money. I don't know if it's a dating tip. It's more like a statement. As far as what we want is peace. We want somebody that we can build together with kids, no kids, whatever, depending on where you at. You know, we big age, we might have kids already, so I want no more kids. But peace. The world is enough to deal with every day. Gas prices went from $2 last week to this week $3, a whole dollar jump increase because of the whole war thing. It's getting crazy out in
Hmm.
the world out here. And as a man, I gotta go in the world and deal with this every day. Back and forth to work, gotta deal with people at work, gotta deal with employees at work. It just when I come home, I want to come to an environment where it's peaceful. I want to come home.
Amen.
I don't want to pull up to the house and sit and drive for 10 minutes like, I gotta go and deal with her. Peace. Just think about that. And I'm speaking from my man's point of view, but it's the same thing. As a woman, you don't want to come home like, oh my god, I got to deal with him, and then
Nope.
I gotta clean. I don't feel like doing that. He was home all day on this game. Listen, just communicate things, work things out. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
If you're on your way home, let me know. Hey, babe, I'm leaving work. Be home shortly. Cool. That's enough time for me to clean some shit up, cook some shit, whatever it may be. So you know what I mean. I might be chilling all day, scratching my butt, farting, whatever. But you give me a heads up. I'll be ready by the time you get home. House look immaculate. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is just peace. I think on both sides, man and woman, at the end of the day, we want peace. We want a friendship, partnership. Life is too hard as it is. So thanks for joining the show. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, send to your friends, send to whoever. If you have comment, oh, big shout out to the people who got
Left the
involved.
comments. Thank you.
Yeah, big shout out to them and shout out to everybody who went and hit the like button. I see the number go up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're trying to grow here. You know what I'm saying? It's Thursday night, and anybody know where Mr. Mister's at? We're still looking for him. Okay,
I sent him an email saying where you're at, and I have not heard anything back. Listen, we care about the people who follow us, and we notice when you are gone. And if you've ever emailed me and I have your email or anything, and I don't see you for a couple of weeks, I am going to reach out.
we gonna claim he's okay. We're gonna put that in the atmosphere. He's all
In
right.
Jesus' name, amen.
You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna have him on the show again because he was definitely in this faithful one. And everybody's here tonight. Salute to y'all as well. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be blessed. We'll see y'all next week. Anything you want to say?
That's it. Bye. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. That's it. See you next week. Bye, everybody. Stay safe. Please stay safe. Bye.